want to share with you the power of publicity gives you high return on investment. No kidding. I mean, listen, I had one woman sell 42 books in a 15-minute podcast interview. And her books are self-published. Where would you do that, right? I had one client, he got a $7,000 consulting client from one article. Super great, right? So who wants more prospects and actual money and sales? Raise your hands. Come on. Yes, thank you, because you got to say yes to that. And that's what publicity does. It gives you more trust, more credibility, more visibility, more clients, like we talked about, more money. And here's an interesting thing. It actually saves you money. Why? Because you don't have to do expensive things like Facebook ads and YouTube ads and other pieces or direct mail that could be a lot of money. It gives you more exposure in the marketplace, and I only mean the good kind. Now, here's the thing. What really publicity comes down to, and write this down, is publicity equals influence equals impact. Who'd like to have more impact? Give me a woohoo on this. Yes, yes. Well, good. So let's get you shaking, rattling, and rolling. Come on, let me see you shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll, because the energy that you create is what the media needs. And the thing is, I want you to plant your publicity garden. Like, here's the deal. Some of you are going to have great stories for right now. And in fact, I'm going to show you some great stories for right now. And so that's the part where I say plant your seeds now, right? But here's the other thing. You are all evolutionary beings, and your projects shift and you shift. And I want your projects and publicity to shift with you. So you also want to be planting seeds for 3, 6, and 9 months ahead. Because, for instance, major magazines are going to actually be planning ahead. In fact, I'll show you what entrepreneurs said to me when I interviewed the editor for Guerrilla Publicity, because they want you to be planting seeds ahead. Okay, so some you're going to plant now, some you're planting as your beautiful publicity garden grows. Plant your publicity garden now. So here's the thing. I want you to have a great message, because all great publicity begins with a great message. And what I know about women, and I've worked a lot with women, here's the thing. Sometimes women are afraid to promote themselves. Can I just be straight with you? What do I mean by that? I mean that somehow our culture has taught us, some of the wrong messages. Let me just say, and I want you as women to be proud, to be expressed in your message, to have a message that resonates for others and gives others value and benefit. I want your message to be authentic to you, in your heart, in your spirit, in your soul, that you could say it to anyone, anywhere, and feel good about it, right? So it has to be who you are. The CPA I worked with, her message was really different than the transformational coach I worked with. Right? And sometimes your personality will influence what your message is. And I think that's all good, because you got to be with who you are and express it the best way for you. Right? So that's important. I want you to be authentic with your message. In fact, in that word message, check this out. What are the first 2 letters of the word message? Put it in the chat, please. First 2 letters of the word message. What is it? Me. Yes, Emily. Thank you. Bridget, Karen, thank you. Gold stars for all of you. I always wanted those gold stars when I was a kid, right here on my forehead. See? And I can put it right there on yours. You got a gold star. I feel like Oprah. You got a gold star. You got a gold star. Rhymes with car. You got a gold car. All right. In this case, you got a gold star. So what are the last 4 letters of the word message? Go ahead, put it in the chat. Last 4 letters of the word message. What is it? Sage. Yes, Karen. Thank you. Yes, Teresa. Thank you. Absolutely. In the word message is me, Sage. Isn't that interesting? Now, also in the word message is mess. We're going to forget about that right now. And I'm going to show you a perfect formula for how to get your message out that's simple and easy. Who's ready? Come on, give me some woo woo if you're ready. Yes, yes, thank you. Here's what you do. You fill in this blank, so to speak. The problem today is, and then fill in that blank. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to know exactly what you do. Like, if you were a chiropractor, I'd want to know that the problem today is that people are feeling tremendous stress because they're sitting all day and having pains in their body. Can anyone relate to that? Zoom fatigue, whatever, right? Yes, yes, I know it's happening, right? Chiropractors are doing very good business these days. As an example, massage therapists, etc. So then I want you to define and give people real solutions. Now, the thing that most entrepreneurs do, and the mistake often that you make, is that, you just tell people what you do. See, I want you to solve their problems, like right there in the initial conversation. But here's the catch. Appetizers, not full meals, my friends. What do I mean by that? Give people something to talk about, something to chew on, hence the word soundbite, appetizers, right? And don't give all your store away, if you know what I'm saying. As women, I think we're all very generous. We tend to overgive, overteach, over whatever, fill in the blank. And so what I want from you is the opportunity to serve people, to give value and benefit, and to do it in a way that connects people to themselves and says, oh, I gotta get me more of Emily. I gotta understand what Teresa does. What is Karen talking about? What could Bridget provide, right? And so things like that is what I'm looking for each of you. So for instance, I would tell you one of my solutions is to create your, ready for this, highly technical PR term, to create your ooh, ah factor. That's one of my sound bites. That's what I tell people to do. And I'm going to show you how to do it in just a moment. But before we do it, let's have some fun together. And I want you to take yourself off mute. And at the count of 3, I want you to say, ooh, ah, factor with me. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, ah, factor. Exactly. Bridget, that's what I want. Your laughter, your fun. Because you know why? When you're laughing, when you get other people to laugh, to smile with you, guess what? They're engaged. They remember, right? And so part of an ooh, ah factor or a memorable message is to create something that sticks. That's why it's called a soundbite, right? And so this is the thing is that I want for each of you, here's the thing. When you're helping someone, one of your clients, for instance, they will often they'll say something to you back that you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was so impactful. Let me just put it like that, right? So be listening to what are your clients saying to you, because it's usually right there. So one of the ways to create your ooh, ah factor is to use everything you've got. Everything you've got. So what I mean by that is your ethnicity, your religion. I mean, being a woman. There's International Women's Day, March 8th. We could use that. Linda, I want you at the front of the line on that one, right? Lead her ship. Yes, beautiful. And when you're looking at using everything you've got, like I have a woman, she's a communications coach, and we were doing a great story about how to effectively communicate. And then Black Lives Matter, of course, burst onto media scene. And I said to her, forget everything we've been doing. I want you to talk about how to be a powerful Black woman in today's time and communicate effectively. Now that is a different message. And that's the message that actually got her tremendous amounts of TV and radio and podcasts and blogs, because guess what? She was on target with the message for now. I remember in my virtual publicity class, I looked across the Zoom room and there's a woman, she's running a digital marketing agency. She's 28 years old. She was there to help get more leads for her marketing agency. And I said, forget that for right now. We got Stop Asian Hate Out. She's Filipino. Let's talk about that. And going out on Stop Asian Hate actually got her 9 clients to her marketing agency, 3 speaking engagements, 4 radio interviews that week, 2 interviews inside of magazines, as well as 3 newspapers. Now, my friends, that was just the beginning, right? And that's called use everything you've got. So she wasn't focused on, oh, I got to get more leads for my digital marketing agency and get more prospects. She was focused on using the fact of Stop Asian Hate, an important message, to drive more people to familiarity and recognition, which drove them to her business. You see how this works? And so what I want for you is more familiarity in the marketplace. And my dear friends, whichever way you get it, it's good. In other words, you might walk in the front door, the side door, underneath the door. But the truth is, whatever way you get in the media door, who controls your message? Point yourself and say, I do. Come on. Point yourself and say, I do. Yes, you control your message. So once you're in, the good news is you can send it, create it, connect it, whichever way is right for you. Okay, now let me show you how this is done. One of my clients, she's a psychologist. And we were doing a great story about how to have better relationships. She actually self-published a book on relationships. And then, COVID hit and we were all in lockdown. And I said to her, now you're the quarantine Cupid. And that got her on WGN in Chicago, huge radio station, 50,000 watt, they're called terrestrial radio stations. Like, woohoo, right? And that was just the top of the iceberg. There was so much more media she got, including that first week of the pandemic, where actually the first month, where all of a sudden she could help people with what to do in quarantine and how to have, good communication. I'm sure we were all a bit challenged during this time. And so sometimes it's really about switching your message to the right thing right then. Like an interior designer I was working with, and we were doing a great story about how to sell your home. Well, and then the pandemic hit. And I said, all of a sudden we got to have home stations, workstations, kid stations, learning stations, right? All that stuff inside of your home. How do you set up your home for success? And that became a new story about how to create a home that works in the pandemic. And guess what? That got her into real estate section after real estate section across the world, because everybody needed to know that information. See where I'm going with this? Do you think her interior design business went through the roof? Yes. And then she created a Zoom program where she could go through people's homes and help them redesign their homes. That was a beautiful new way of creating new news and new revenue. So let me show you more. I want to show you some great topics, because we've done the research. What are the topics that work for right now? Take a picture of this slide and let's see the ones that work for you, right? Because like health and mental health. For instance, when Simone Biles said no to the Olympics for the US team, I called up every one of my mental health experts, my transformation experts, my mindset experts, and said, time for you to go. It's go time, because you're the one who can speak about that. So any of these topics in health, for obvious reasons in these times, keeping our health strong, our mental health strong, mindset, transformation, weight loss, always a good topic. Goals, right? And goals, by the way, every 3 months there's a good opportunity to talk about goals. Activism, like Black Lives Matter, like I was telling you about. Alternative healing is a hot topic. Real estate, going crazy all over the world, right? Consultants. A lot of people are quitting their jobs. If you're a consultant, because you're a consultant, hey, guess what? You are smart in that, right? And so that's important. And so with that, I want to tell you that the power of money is always really good too, right? Power of money. How can you create more of it? What do you do in these times? That all helps. Now, I want to give you some, what I like to call visibility building activities. And these are things you can do right now to get more attention right now. Who'd be interested? Come on, give me some thumbs up, some high fives. Yes, yes, thank you. First of all, doing things exactly like you're doing, networking and leadership, right? This is a great visibility building activity that you're doing. So woohoo, congratulations. You got one down. You are right here, right now, networking. And that builds visibility by being a member of leadership. I want you to follow reporters on social media. And what does that mean? Like there are reporters who are talking about what you do. Then I want you to sign up for Google Alerts. And Mary Beth will post in the chat a link where you can just go right there. And I want you to put your name in, because of course, if they do write an article, you got to know about it. And then I want you to put your, let's say, a topic or something that works, just for you, right? And let's say on, for instance, Linda, leadership without the HER, right, would be great for you. Or some of you, whatever your particular topic is. So by doing that, for example, for The Profit of Kindness, my newest book, I found out that, for instance, November 13th is World Kindness Day. Now we are doing a summit. We're doing an intentional kindness community. All of that came out of one word in Google, and then finding out all kinds of people who are writing about that topic. I also want you to go to nationaldaycalendar.com. We'll post that link in the chat too for you. And I want you to look at what holiday you could be part of. So this is where your mind's going to get expanded and creative. For instance, I had an organizer, and there is National Organizing Day, but I had her create her own holiday, registered on nationaldaycalendar.com. You know what it's called? Find Your Desk Day. Does anybody have this issue, or is it just me? So I want you to go look. I'll tell you about another guy. He was actually in my virtual publicity course, and I'll let you know about that in just a bit also. But, he's a father. Now, he's also a coach, right? But he's a father of a 4-year-old. And so we went deep on this, and he said, Jill, it makes me think about the fact that I make a good hot dog, a mean hot dog, he said. And so next thing you know, he finds National Hot Dog Day on nationaldaycalendar.com. He got so much media for National Hot Dog Day because he makes a mean hot dog for his 4-year-old that then drove people to his website, to his free gifts, to his opportunity to serve people more. And he got a tremendous amount of publicity using everything he's got. Remember that part? Okay, so that's a great strategy for you. I also want you to go to iTunes and type in a word that is focused on what your specific topic might be. And also, many of you are in business, I'm assuming, right? So even if you put in the word business, you'll see lots of podcasts that focus on business. This is a great, simple, and easy way to get your star going quick. Now, do the same thing in Blog Talk Radio. And sign up for helpareporter.com. Great free resource. Media needs you right now, I promise. And this is a great place to find those excellent links that are delivered right quickly to your door. Those are some great VBAs, visibility building activities. Start any one of them, and you are moving in the right direction. Excellent. Let's go next. Because here's the thing, I want to show you like how this works in real time. And by the way, a lot of my clients don't have books, right? And part of this is about pushing the right button. So do me a favor, take your finger right now and put it right into the camera, Go ahead, right into the camera. Because you know what? You're going to push the right button, and you're going to find the right story. So when The Profit of Kindness came out, we were a divided states of America. We still continue to be, in my opinion. Just my opinion, but hey, that's what media loves, opinions, right? And who has an opinion, by the way? Does everyone have an opinion here? Let me see your hand if you have an opinion. Yes, good, because the media uses experts who have opinions, right? And so because I had an opinion called we as the United States of America are actually the divided states of America. That is what got me on 7 major Fox News interviews literally in the first week, CBS morning shows, 75 radio podcasts and counting, literally articles in Inc. magazine and Forbes twice, and so many others. If you look at the slide, that's only a third of some of the media that we've gotten for the profit of kindness. And it keeps coming, by the way, because the media is not a stop-start kind of approach, right? That would be like being a Volkswagen. You know how Volkswagens go, I want you to be a Cadillac. And that, or Bentley, or whatever you like, whatever high-performance sports car, whatever, it's all good. But what I want is I want you to keep your pedal going, your what would you call it? Your pedal to the metal, except that you don't always have to have it at full steam. But I want you to be consistent and persistent. Write those words down. Be consistent and persistent in the media. And that's what has gotten so much attention. So it's never about just one thing, my friends. It's about multi-layers of different things that you might offer. So one thing that God had planted a seed in my heart, which was to do these kindness circles. And I'll tell you, when COVID hit, I'm like, I'm doing it and I'm starting them now. And so now we have an intentional kindness community where we come together to give and receive leads, to have amazing thought leaders like Bob Berg's coming right up. He wrote The Go-Giver, and he's amazing to hear. And most importantly, it's about our community, just like it is here. And so I invite you, if you'd like to come in, please join us. And how you register is you go to jilllublin.com/year of kindness. It'd be great to have you a part of it. And we also give you the summit that we're doing to celebrate World Kindness Day in November. And that's going to be really super too. So the power of what publicity does, let me just say that now we're spreading kindness around the globe. So these book covers you're looking at, this is my book, The Profit of Kindness, in India and in Russian. And my joke is, God, I hope that really says The Profit of Kindness. So if anyone knows Russian, you let me know. Oh, good, Emily. I'm hoping it says The Profit of Kindness. All right. So, more to come. But, what I've noticed is that companies who are kind keep getting great publicity, right? It's always interesting. So here's the thing I wanted to share with you from Entrepreneur Magazine. Entrepreneur Magazine, remember in the beginning I said to you, you got to plant your publicity garden now, and you got to plant seeds for 9 months from now. So who'd like to be an Entrepreneur Magazine? Let me see. I'm raising my hand. Come on. Yes, of course you would. Imagine this, you in Entrepreneur Magazine, you bet. Stimulating calls, referrals, connections, engagements, prospects, and clients, and of course, familiarity, trust, and braggability, my friends, because see, publicity never stops. It never ends. Anytime you've been featured, you can then forward that and say that you've been featured in fill in the blank. So the editor of Entrepreneur Magazine wanted me to share with you that for the June issue, the production deadline is March. And for the June issue, the writer's deadline is January 15th, right? Yeah, I see Linda nodding over there. I mean, really, you got to get the media, now particularly magazines, work ahead of the game. But typically TV and radio, maybe 3 months. And then honestly, sometimes it's like same day. I've had clients who've been called by Oprah's show to literally fly out the next day because something happened. When Simone Biles, we'll just use her again in that example, my mental health experts were called up and in, or psychologists or different people who were credible in that way to talk about that issue. Because sometimes things will just happen. So what I want you to do is everybody go like this with me. I want you to put your PR antennas up and watch the news. And when I say watch the news, see this beautiful device of yours? That's the news. It could be just looking at a moment for your headlines, right? And the headlines are what you want to tie into. So just saying, That's what you're watching for. And then, sometimes it's as easy as just pick up the darn phone. Yes, the phone, it does still work. And, or, it's like I had a money coach, wealth and money coach. And in January, not this year, but actually last year, I said to her, she lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, pick up the phone and I want you to call KSL, large ABC affiliate TV in Salt Lake, and Good Day, let's call it Good Day Salt Lake. I can't remember exactly the morning show name in this moment, but let's just call it Good Day Salt Lake. Guess who got on? She did, because she picked up the phone and said, it's January. And I bet your viewers are wondering what to do this year because we've been in a tough time. And so what do you do now? That's what she got on talking about. So if you can keep your PR antennas up, I promise you great results. But here's the thing, keyword you got to get no matter what. You always, when the media says, can you talk about this? Thank you. Nod your heads like this, because what you're going to do is you're always going to say yes. In fact, at the count of 3, I want to take you off mute. I want you at the count of 3 to say yes, to practice yes, so that when media says, can you talk about this? You're going to say what? 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely. You always say yes to the media, no matter what they ask you. I promise you good results will happen and miracles will occur and magic happens because you're a yes to being in the media.